my name is Valerie White-Williams, and today I'm talking about Cancer rising. But before I get into that, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all of my uploads. So we're talking about the rising signs, and the rising sign is all set on your birth time. And so by the birth time is where the sun is around the horizon where you were born, and the horizon line is going to be, depending on the time of the day and where you're on the planet, where the horizon is. So some people like me, I have my sun right over the head. I was born on 1/15 and right by the summer solstice, coming up with my birthday, actually. And then, some people are born in the middle of the night. And then we set that chart wheel in action. And the rising sign is so important because it sets your basically your personality and how you appear, but it also is control of the whole chart wheel. So it's really, really important. So when we talk about Cancer, now Cancer is cardinal water. It is the sign of the mother. It's very nurturing and protective and emotional. And what cardinal means is cardinal signs take action. They take action to initiate. And so cardinal action, taking initiative in the water sign, is to be a protective, to protect and take care of, create that nest. Think of the mother bird who is going to lay her eggs, and she's going to get all the sticks and make a safe place in the tree, and then she's going to lay her eggs right there and be safe and protected. That's kind of really like the energy of Cancer. They are very caring. They have that real emotional side, but not emotionally out of control. I know something, oh my God, I'm so emotional, but they care. They're very caring and they're very protective. Now, people that have the rising sign with Cancer tend to be maybe not the most extroverted people, but because, they take action, but they take action to protect. They like their home life. Cancers need that nest. Exactly. They need to feel that nest there, and they take action to feel safe. So they really want to have a safety. Safety is really important. Not like, oh my gosh, I'm in danger, but they want to have a place where they feel nurtured. So they're nurturers, but they're also want to create a place that is nurturing. They want to feel nurtured in the world and feel safe. And that cardinal water is really sensitive. Now, a lot of times the cardinal, Cancer people are kind of private. They're not going to open up to you until they feel safe with you. Because again, that's really what it's about, is I want to feel safe. I want to feel safe in the world. And so they will be careful about who they let in their inner circle. They're not just going to blab out to anybody. You have to kind of trust. There's a sense of trust to allow that person in, so they trust you, because they're not going. And again, the sign of Cancer is the crab, which I think is really interesting, because the crab has that hard shell, but inside it's really soft and gooey. So that's how some Cancers, Cancer rising particularly, might feel a little bit closed off, and they can work in the world, they kind of, but they're not. They have this like inner circle. They have that inner circle, and they have to feel that they can trust the people in that inner circle. And if they don't trust you, it's only going to be small talk. They're not going to really share. So they want to create that sharing, and they also are very protective with their family. That is it. They're going to do anything. They're going to take action, like get out of my property, or, they really are nurturers. They're going to nurture. And yeah, they may have that hard shell, and then they sometimes get their feelings hurt. They're very sensitive, and that sensitivity, when they get their feelings hurt, they might kind of, go away, like be by themselves, and they kind of have to pull them out, because sometimes they'll just keep thinking about things, and then they have to kind of move through it, because sometimes they misunderstand things. Sometimes they're so sensitive that they they overthink it, or it's not as bad as they might think sometimes, because they are so tender-hearted. And so they protect their heart with that hard shell sometimes, and they don't really let that emotion out unless it's a safe person. They want to feel safe, and they want to nurture. So it's kind of an interesting thing. There's that hard shell, but there's also that softness inside, and they want to feel close to the people that they're going to share their intimate thoughts and feelings with. So that's why those Cancer people can kind of be hard to get to know, because you have to win their trust. And they need to trust you. And again, think about Cancers too. They're not going to be friends with everybody. They're not those people that are like Libra. For another, Libra is also cardinal, but it's cardinal air. So Libras love to talk to everybody. But Cancers, they want to have a small inner circle. They're not going to have a huge friend group that they're going to hang out with. They're going to have those friends, family that they care about and love, and they're okay with that. They're okay with that. They don't want to be out doing all this stuff because they want to feel safe. They want to feel safe. And that's kind of the Cancer. Now, a lot of times with, Cancer, like my teacher calls, Connie Kaplan, their ethical foundation. And so, again, their values and what you think is right, like really being protective, really keeping their feelings to to people that they trust, and not really having too many distractions from their home and what they're doing. But a lot of times Cancers also kind of have that round face. There's a softness to their face. There's a tender side that sometimes it shows up anyway. And so, but not everybody looks exactly like their rising sign, but a lot of people do. There's maybe this round softness to them. And again, it's ruled by the moon. So it's very lunar. That's the other thing about Cancers, is Cancer people with any kind of signs tend to really respond to the lunar cycles. So the full moons, the new moons, they tend to really feel it, whether they know it or not, because they're so sensitive. They feel that sensitivity. And then the other thing is, we talk about, we can't really generalize the whole chart wheel because it really depends on the house positions and everything. But generally we have the Ascendant, and then we have the Descendant, and that is in Capricorn. So a lot of Cancers might find, that the Capricorn, which is also takes action, and Capricorn is cardinal Earth, they're real practical. So that person can maybe pull them out when they're kind of mopey, because Cancers can be kind of mopey sometimes if they get their feelings hurt and they go into their shell, I don't know what's going on. And then that Capricorn can say, all right, maybe you're not thinking out this straight. Maybe you're misunderstanding it because you've got your feelings hurt. And that Capricorn is, cardinal Earth, and is going to bring it out. Now, not like Capricorn is super extroverted, but they have a bit more of this logical sense, practicality, and pull them out. And then that Cancer feels, okay, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. And I'm not talking sun sign here. I think that's, you guys, if you're watching my videos, you know that the sun sign astrology is practically pointless, but having Capricorn planets is really what you're looking for, especially the personal planets. So we get this balance, and you kind of can pull them out. And that is the Cancer rising. And we love those people because they care. They care, and they're sensitive, and they have a lot of perspective that we can share with everybody. All right, so I'd love to hear from you guys, you Cancer risings. Did this resonate with you? I'd love to hear it in the comments. And I also want to let you know that I have a free Facebook group called Creative Soul Alignment, and that's for people who love spirituality and creativity. Because here's the deal, we are all on this planet at this time to create a world that works for all of us. And the way we're going to do that, we're just going to visualize it, and then we will get the solutions that we need to put into play. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.